competency-based approach. The competencies needed for successful task performance are then identified and used as the basis for course planning. For example, part of specification of competencies for a job training course include the following. Will be able to identify different kinds of jobs using simple help wanted ads. Describe personal work experience and skill. Demonstrate ability to fill out a simple jobs application with assistance. Next is produce required forms of identification for employment. And then identify social security, income tax deduction, and tax forms. And then demonstrate understanding for employment expectations, rules, regulation, and safety. Next, demonstrate understanding of basic instruction and ask for clarification of the job. Next, demonstrate appropriate treatment and co-workers, include politeness and respect. And then materials writer would then have a planned language lesson around these competencies. And the last is describe some of the competencies learners would need to master in order to work effectively as a wait person in a restaurant. Next slide, please. The next is problem with implementing a competency-based approach. Critics of CBLT have argued that this approach looks easier and neater than it is. They point out that analyzing situation into tasks and underlying competencies is not always feasible or possible, and that often little more than intuition is involved. They also suggest that this is a reductionist approach. Language learning is reduced to a set of lists, and such things as thinking skills are ignored. Thank you.
The conclusion is some teaching proposals focus more directly on instructional processes. Text-based instruction, for example, advocates the use of specially designed instructional tasks as the basis of learning. Others, such as competency-based instruction and text-based teaching, focus on the outcomes of learning and use outcomes or products as the starting point in planning teaching. Today, CLT continues in its classic form as seen in the huge range of course books and other teaching resources that cite CLT as the source of their methodology. In addition, it has influenced many other language teaching approaches that subscribes to a similar philosophy of language teaching. I think that's all from our group. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.